In this episode, I'm going to be running through how I planned for my Euro trip. This is episode 2, the Vespa Diaries Europe edition. So one of the first things I had to kind of get my head around with when I was thinking about the idea of taking a Vespa around Europe is how am I going to carry my bags and my luggage? So as you can see, Vespas really don't have much storage space other than what they got going on under the seat. That's not going to be enough for 3 months in Europe. So having a look online, I came across these bags here. Now they kind of work with a Velcro strap in between. So the idea was to mount the bags either side, and then the seat itself would act as the security to stop the bags from getting stolen. It works pretty well in theory, but the main problem with the Vespa is they don't come with these side brackets, meaning that the bag would be rubbing against the frame and the bodywork. So I was able to manufacture myself these little brackets to keep the bags off the fenders by using a bit of chrome copper pipe, bending it up, and then securing it in place with some stainless steel ring clamps and setting it off the frame using these rubber doorstops. So now when I put these bags on, they sit nicely off the frame of the bike and sit pretty well. Now I'm going to take this on a trial run out to Warwick and just see how this configuration works. But I think I'm going to have to change it slightly as the seat doesn't really latch in position. So I might need to look at a method of securing the bags to the frames themselves. Right, let's have a look at how the journey went out to Warwick. Today I'm heading out to Dalveen with the fully loaded Vespa. This is all part of the planning side of this journey. Seeing what I need, seeing how the bike handles, and just getting comfortable with the gear. Of course, this isn't the bike I'm going to have in Europe, but it's a good start to see where I sit with it all. So here's a quick overview of everything that I was taking on the trip with me. It was only one night, but I was going to be camping in a hammock and wanted to have some creature comforts. So of course I got the helmet, my airbag jacket and my leather jacket and riding gloves. In the side panniers I had my camping bag, my chair, my tarp, my thongs and my cup, as well as a French press, toiletries, first aid kit, jumper, spare fuel, air compressor and my camera bag and a few other bits and pieces. Fortunately someone else was doing all the cooking for me, so I didn't have to cater for that. So today is a 300-kilometre trip out to Dalveen from Brisbane, sleeping in my hammock. It's a good test because that's a pretty long drive. Probably I wouldn't be driving much more than that each day while I'm in Europe. So it's an opportunity to test the comfort, but also some of the weight. And as you can see here, I've got the panniers loaded up with what they need. Got the airbag vest on, got my jacket, and we're all set to go. So we've made it. I'm finally here after 3 hours, about 300 odd kilometres. I'm finally here south of Warwick. The bike did really well today, held up strong on the road, good road position, felt confident. Got the hammock and the cover over the top of it. And now it's just about kicking back, relaxing and catching up with my friends and family and having some dinner. All right, so that is the end of a long day. I'm in the hammock now. It's kind of comfortable, but I guess
the night will see how it goes. I might wake up really sore and absolutely hating it. But, that's really what this trip is about, is working out what works, what doesn't work, and what things I'm going to want to take with me on my trip in Europe. That's why it's all part of the planning phase.
So the bags worked really well, and I ended up having my camera bag in the middle here. But the bike I'm ordering in London has actually got a top box on the back. And the plan with that is that I'll put some more clothes in the back. I'm hoping that I can strap my camera bag to the back of that, leaving the footwell free. I also want to revisit how these bags are secured. At the moment, the seat doesn't really lock in place. So I've got some straps, and I think I'm just going to strap them round to the frame here, and then just have one strap going underneath just for a bit of security. But I think that's how we're going to structure the bike, and it seems to work pretty well. Now, this isn't the bike I'm going to have in the UK. This is a 2015 model of the Vespa GTS 300. The one that I've put a deposit down for in London is actually the €310 model, and it's a brand new one, so a 2026 bike. But I've been using this as my base bike to make sure I'm comfortable with it, the design and everything works. So hopefully everything that I learn on the bike here, I can then easily translate onto my bike, which is waiting for me in the UK. Now, this trip is intended certainly as an adventure, with every day a bit of uncertainty as to where I'm going to end up or what I'm going to do. But there were some key things that I wanted to do this time while I was in Europe. One of those being, hiking in the French Alps or the Swiss Alps, doing a photography course in the Dolomites, and learning to speak French on a 2-week course in the south of France, as well as hopefully visiting Sardinia. So throughout my trip, I've planned a journey that I'll spend a bit of time in these locations. But the journey between either of these two booked-in events is really open to the wind and my mood and how I'm feeling on the day and to where I want to go or how far I want to ride. I developed a bit of a spreadsheet where I've loosely mapped out the start date and the end date and where these key events sit within the trip. I've also worked out a bit of a budget, assuming how much money I'm going to spend each day. I also developed a bit of a packing list and where I'm going to put each of the items in my bags, whether it be the left pannier, right pannier, rear top box, or camera bag, or under the seat. I've tried to think about all the things that I'm going to need. Now, I've been working on this list for a couple of months now, and every time I open it, I remove things, add things. I'm really trying to whittle it down to the absolute essentials that I'm going to need on this trip. Of course, I'm always going to forget things, and I'm probably going to buy things along the way. But I think it's important to start getting my head into a bit of a frame of mind as to how much do I really need for this trip and where can I cull things. So that's it for the planning episode of my trip around Europe. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, make sure you do, because all the adventure is still to come as I travel from London, France, Italy, the Swiss Alps, and hopefully Spain. Make sure you come along for the journey.